We've got an MP waiting down the line. Porn websites in the UK will soon have to ensure that users are over 18 by checking their ID, asking for their bank or mobile providers to vouch for them, or using technology that can estimate their age from facial recognition.
Now, joins now is the Conservative MP for Penistone and Stocksbridge, Miriam KES, who's part of that group called the New Conservatives, and she is a champion of this proposal. This is designed, presumably, Miriam, to protect young people from getting easy access to porn, which they can have now.
Yes, absolutely. So if we go back 15 or 20 years before the internet, pornography in this country was very tightly regulated. DVDs, magazines, those kind of things, subject to fairly strict laws and ratings, and quite a lot of material was completely illegal if it was found to be too harmful. But of course, the internet has changed all that, and some very hardcore violent pornography is now available at the click of a button. The average age of a child coming across it is about 11. So it has completely changed the landscape in terms of what our children are seeing. And as I said, this isn't the kind of magazines that some people of my generation and older might kind of remember from childhood, boys hiding behind the sheds at school. This is some serious, hardcore, violent, very misogynistic, often veering towards the completely illegal in terms of child abuse. That is giving our children sex education, and the consequences for society of that are enormous. We're hearing reports of girls being injured during sex, those kind of things. And the only answer really is to remove this material from our children's sight. So the online safety bill that went through Parliament over the last number of years, it's been a hugely long time coming. We managed to get this amendment in there at the last minute. That means that pornography sites have to put in this age verification very securely to prevent, as far as possible, under 18s from accessing it.
So, Miriam, does this mean that anybody over 18, anybody now, any consenting adult, if they want to watch pornography on the internet, will have to put in either their facial recognition or their bank details or some other form of identification?
They will have to do something that proves they are over 18, just as if you walked into an adult store and wanted to hire or purchase an adult DVD, you would have to show your legal age. Like you would buying alcohol. It's the same thing. And of course, it is illegal to watch pornography under 18. So this is just enforcing the law. But I think people do obviously have concern about our privacy. But let's think about it like think about going to a nightclub. If you go to a nightclub, you might show the bouncer your driving license. That proves you're over 18. But the bouncer doesn't keep your driving license. He doesn't keep your details. He just sees in that one moment you are over 18. And there are plenty of technologies out there that can do the same, have the same effect online. And in France, they're doing something very, very similar to this. But you can use facial recognition. You can use third-party digital IDs that protect people's data and security. And of course, that's very important. But I think some of the free speech arguments against this are very spurious, because pornography is not free speech. It's not freedom of expression. It's illegal for children to watch it. It's very harmful. And the kind of pornography we're seeing online would be completely illegal in real life. So I think we have to be serious about this issue.
But if as a consenting adult, if you are a 40-year-old man now and you want to watch some pornography in the privacy of your own home, which you should be allowed to do, you will now have to put into there who you are, and that website will know, and that data will be stored, and who knows where that's going to go, Miriam?
No, not that's what I'm saying. No, not necessarily. Now, a pornography company could choose to use that to take your details, but there are many other technologies out there, like facial recognition, which would prove that your facial structure is of an adult, but stores no data about who you are, or some of these third-party digital IDs, the equivalent of showing your driving license to a bouncer who stores no information about you. Those are available, and people use them all the time for other services, banking and things like that. Those technologies are out there. It doesn't have to be the case that you store data. But those are the kind of options looked at by Ofcom.
Listen, I admire, and I know that we share this ambition to protect our children from this sort of content. My concern is if you are a 17-year-old boy now and you have a natural evolutionary urge, you will not go onto those websites. You will find something more pernicious. You will go to the dark web. What do you think about that?
Well, of course, the dark web exists, but this is about reducing the availability. It's just like smoking or alcohol. You're not going to stop all children everywhere from watching this at all. That's just not possible. But you can drastically reduce the amount of children who come across this by accident. And that's what's so important, because we know that seeing violent pornography at a crucial brain development age, so, 11 to 13, changes boys' attitude to sex for their entire life and what they find pleasurable and what they want to do. We've got to stop that happening, and this is the only way.
OK, Miriam, great to see you. Thank you so much for clarifying.